New book explores the taste of some of America's most influential presidents, from what they ate to why they ate it, and how it all influenced some famous decisions.
The author of Dinner with the President, Food, Politics, and a History of Breaking Bread at the White House is Alex Prud'homme, whose great-aunt is Julia Child, the first to report from inside the White House kitchen. And Alex joins us live. Alex, thanks for being with us.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Doing great. So, I think we've all heard, little stories over the years like, oh, the first George Bush hated broccoli and all these little stories, but there's more to it than that. Talk about how food actually influenced politics.
Well, very much. The book is really about the food of politics and the politics of food. The old tradition of breaking bread is that it's, eating together is something that humans seem to really need to do. And it's often a time when we can broker deals, keep our friends close, our enemies closer, and work things out over a meal. And so whether it's a lunch for the cabinet, or a big picnic on the South Lawn at the White House, or a state dinner, all of these things have political messages and are very important.
Well, we saw a glimpse quickly of Camp David. Let's talk about Jimmy Carter and what's his contribution in the food and in the recipe book.
Well, Carter was from Georgia, and so he brought a sort of regional cuisine to the White House. He made shrimp and grits and that kind of thing. But Camp David was very important because he managed to get Menachem Begin and Anwar Sadat to broker a peace deal, the famous Camp David Accords between Israel and Egypt. And food really helped the two sides get together and start speaking in a friendly way for the first time in many years. And it was fascinating to me. And it's actually Rosalind Carter who came up with this notion of putting foods in different rooms around Camp David, and it got the staff of these leaders to start talking to each other, and it was over the sweets that they made some breakthroughs.
Let's talk about President Nixon and his famous trip to China.
1972, Nixon every single day for lunch would have a little ball of cottage cheese on top of a pineapple ring or with ketchup. So he was not an adventurous eater, but he understood the value of being seen able to use chopsticks. And you see that photograph there. He practiced for weeks learning how to use chopsticks. And it turned out to be very important, almost as important as the diplomacy that was happening behind the scenes, because it demonstrated that he was kind of in control and he was a diplomatic leader.
And as Robin mentioned, George H.W. Bush mentioned he hated broccoli, and that had a pretty big impact, maybe more than he expected.
It sure did. And we're still talking about it today. He was a Yankee wasp. He said, "I never liked broccoli. My mother forced me to eat it. And now I'm the president of the United States, and I don't have to eat it any longer." Well, that was kind of funny, but the broccoli farmers didn't take it so well. So they brought thousands of pounds of broccoli to Washington and dumped it at the White House in protest because they were afraid that they were going to lose sales over this. And ultimately, he ended up giving the broccoli to homeless shelters. And he was hosting a state dinner for the leader of Poland at the time. And they'd never heard of broccoli, and they didn't understand the hoo-ha over broccoli gate.
And Ronald Reagan, we knew about like the Jelly Bellies, but there was a big dust up with school lunches.
Yes, that's right. Well, he happened to use jelly beans as a way to reach out to his voter base. It was a cute little candy, but it's sugar. And at the same time that he cut over $1 billion to school lunches, he kept a tobacco subsidy, and he kept a very expensive Pentagon dining rooms going, and Nancy Reagan, just by chance, ordered a beautiful, expensive new set of White House china. So when he cut back on the school lunch, there was this huge uproar, and it really backfired on him, and he had to kind of retreat. And so that was a really interesting moment.
Wow. Well, Alex, thank you so much for joining us. Fascinating way to learn about history through food. You can check out alexprudhomme.com or follow him on Twitter or Instagram. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure. Thanks, you guys.